See? So yeah, he's exactly right. Power sports is all the fun toys, right? For boys and girls. So what I'm going to talk about today are the career opportunities in that industry. All right, because the first thing may come to mind, technician. All right, that's one. I'll touch on that, but I also want to talk about all the other opportunities in this great and exciting business. And why is it exciting? Why would power sports be exciting? And I'm not going to give a prize for this. Why would power sports be exciting? Why am I stoked to be in it? Yeah?
Because it's something different. You don't sit in an office the whole day long.
Bang on. Bang on. It's something different. I'm not in the office. I'm out here talking to you guys. I'm going to snowmobile derbies. We've got an ATV event this weekend at the Red River Exhibition Park, where if you want to try ATVs, you can come on out and give it a go. So it's very, very exciting, lots of different opportunities for sure. And the key thing is, for power sports, nobody really needs to buy one, right? Nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, oh, life sucks, I got to buy a snowmobile today, this is terrible, right? They're excited to buy a snowmobile, they're excited to buy a boat, a quad, motorcycle, all of that kind of stuff. So it's a great segment of the industry, or a segment of a career that you could work on. That's kind of what we sell at the company I work for, which is Enns Brothers. I can only say it 3 times. You can penalize me $5, Doug, if I say Enns Brothers more than, okay, I got 2 more times to go. We're not supposed to promote it. But we sell Mastercraft towboats, the Spider, the 3-wheel Roadster, you know, quads. I've got the little John Deere tractor there because also in my job, I'm responsible for John Deere Turf and Rec. So we won't talk a lot about that today. But that gives you kind of an example of some of the fun stuff. You mentioned you're not in the office. This is kind of what we get to do. The Ride for Dad, 900 motorcycle people going on to raise money for prostate cancer. That was awesome. We lobbied the provincial government for some help in the ag industry. We have a steel product display at a trade show, and of course the Beaver Days in Falcon snowmobile event. So we get to do lots of cool stuff. And we get to do it with people that are excited about it, right? Because they don't have to buy the product. So as Doug mentioned, it's Doug, right? Yep. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Dave, Amey, that's me. They want some background of how I ended up doing what I'm doing. So here it is. I went to Dakota. Here I was born in Winnipeg, raised in Winnipeg. Went to Dakota Collegiate. Went to the U of M. I'm a retailer at heart. I spent 20 years with Canadian Tire. Started as a part-time parts guy and graduated my career there, general manager at the Edmonton store with a staff of 250 people. So I went to the School of Retail Hard Knocks. And then I got a job with Brooks Equipment. A guy phoned me up and said, hey, we'd like to talk to you about a career opportunity selling Ski-Doo snowmobiles. And I didn't know anything about snowmobiles in 1990. And I kind of laughed. And he said, no, I'm serious. So we started thinking about it. Opened my mind up a little bit. We started talking, and I've been there ever since. And I was very fortunate. I was a sales manager for BRP, so I worked for the company, traveled Manitoba, Saskatchewan. Then I got an opportunity to go to Quebec and work for Bombardier Recreational Products for 5 years in Quebec. And now I'm back here in Winnipeg working for Enns Brothers, and I'm about to move on to a new career in 2 weeks, which I'll tell you about later if you're really interested. But the path that I took was not one that you go to school, get a degree, and then you go get the job, right? It's a very windy path, and power sports is like that and continues to be that. It's a series of different positions that you can work at in the store or in the industry. So that's kind of who I am. Doug mentioned it's the MMPDA. That's the Dealers Association. So it's a bunch of dealers that get together to promote the industry. These are the folks that, if you're interested in the Power Sports Technician program, you want to learn how to fix stuff and make a living at it, these are the folks that work with Apprenticeship Manitoba to get it going. So it is an apprenticeable trade right now, right? It's a 4-level program. I'll talk about that as we get into it as well. But that's a group of dealers that got together to promote the industry. And that's, I won't say the name, but that's who I work for. My job at Enns Brothers, and this is one career that you can think about, is I'm the marketing manager. So really, like the slide says, I spend most of my time thinking about tomorrow, right? Like had a meeting yesterday afternoon. we're talking about the fall promotion. Like we haven't even had spring and summer yet, right? And I'm talking about like what's going to happen in the fall. What are we going to promote? What's going to be the our mission? What's our vision statement, et cetera, et cetera. So I spend a lot of time visioning tomorrow. So if that's the type of person you are, where you like kind of planning and, hey, what's going to look like down the road, you know, marketing may be something for you. So I spent a lot of time today thinking about tomorrow, but really there's some pillars or some key things in the marketing function, working in the power sports industry that I do tons of advertising, right? Working with radio stations, newspaper, print, media, either developing creative campaigns, executing them, paying the bills, and measuring the success. Special events, the boat show, if you guys maybe had a chance to come and check it out, it's a special event. So that's my responsibility to make sure that that gets organized and Enns Brothers is there and looks really good. Sponsorship. Sponsorship can be two things. Paid for sponsorship. The Winnipeg Jets, if you were lucky enough or you got to go to a game, you saw the Enns Brothers sign on the board or on the score clock. That's a sponsorship. That's marketing's function. That's us. Also, sponsorship can be the Children's Rehabilitation Foundation, helping them raise money for the hospital and for the kids. Public relations, that's what falls in the land of branding. This is public relations. I hope I come and speak to you professionally with respect and you go, Enns Brothers, they seem to be a pretty good company. And they hire some decent people. So that's all public relations work we do. Come on in, lots of room, guys. Sales promotions, I mentioned, you know, what's going to be on sale this week. We've got a big, you know, the Skidoo snowmobiles for 2014. Everybody's getting excited about it, right? Buy them now. They're going to come for delivery in the fall. We've got some new product coming in. The new boats are here, so we're going to promote that. So that's kind of all the stuff that we do. Budgeting is really important. And of course, management, getting stuff done through the team of people. So that's kind of marketing in a nutshell. Now, there's some good things and some bad things about the job. So if you're thinking, yeah, that's all great. Look at the Dave, he gets to go to the Jets games. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of variety. Somebody mentioned it. I'm independent. I can come and go as I want. A lot of variety of tasks. I get great perks. Somebody asked me yesterday, well, what sled do you ride? And I said, whatever one I want. Right? It's pretty cool, right? That's a perk of the job. I say, I like to take that sled up. You know, last summer we took a pontoon boat out, we took a Mastercraft towboat out, so that's a perk of the job. Awesome. Transferable to other organizations. I can take the skills I've got now as marketing manager, I go work for anybody, right? Because it's the same pattern, it's the same model. I just happen to be passionate about power sports, so this is where I'm going to stay. The downside to marketing, and then I'm going to talk about some other jobs. And Doug, can you just kind of watch the clock too and give me like a 20 after so I don't, because I could go on for hours. Some of the bad things about marketing, the stuff that sucks, everybody's got an opinion. I'll come up with a plan, bless you, I'll come up with a plan or a campaign or I'll think, hey, we should go do this event. And 5 people in the room will go, well, that sucks. Yeah, that's a good idea. Why don't you do it this way? You should make it blue. Why don't you make it red? So everybody's got another opinion. So you have to be the type of person that can kind of say, no, this is what I want to do, this is what I think we should do, and this is what we're going to do. I value your opinion, thanks for sharing it, but we're going this way. But sometimes it gets a little hard to take, because the only time, sometimes if you're doing a good job, you won't hear anything. You make a little mistake, everybody notices, right? Oh, the color was wrong, or the date was wrong, or yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So you've got to be able to take a lot of bad, negative feedback sometimes. And this drives me nuts. Now, maybe you guys will be better at it as technology improves, but all this stuff that you do as a marketing manager, it's hard to measure whether it works or not. Were you successful? You don't want, okay, we spend approximately $400,000 a year advertising for Enns Brothers. $400,000 a year. And I cannot tell you, I can guesstimate the effect of that spend, right? And for some folks, it'll drive you around the bend and drive you nuts, right? But that's the reality of marketing. You know what will happen if you don't do it. Your business will go down the toilet pretty quick. but you don't know how to measure 100% if you do a good job. So that can kind of be a bit of a negative or a bit of a bummer. Hard to measure. But it is getting better, and you guys are going to have, if you go into marketing, you're going to have the tools that I don't have. There's a science now, customer segmentation. People are watching what you're spending. They're watching when you go on the internet, on Facebook, on iTunes, and it'll come up what you should like. If you bought this CD, they're recommending you should buy this one because they're measuring what you're buying. They're watching you, right? There's Visa did a study for the bank. See if I get this right. They proved scientifically that people who bought premium bird seed, okay? Well, follow me here on this one. People who bought premium bird seed had the lowest risk factor for bad debt of any group, right? So they're good. They're a good risk. So you want to borrow money? No problem. How much do you want? And when you do the cycle through, when you're studying it as a marketing person, marketing manager, okay, what the heck, premium birdseed? Why would that be low risk? Well, they're affluent. They're concerned about nature. They're usually in a stable relationship, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So marketing is going down that curve. We, even at Enns Brothers, are watching you. As this continues to go forward, you'll have the tools to sort of look at and to say, okay, he buys premium birdseed, maybe he'll buy an ATV. If you buy an ATV, I know you're more likely to buy a motorcycle or a Spider, right? If you buy a boat, you're more likely to buy a higher-end sports car, right? So there's a correlation. So that's also happening, but it's getting better to measure. Okay, I gotta get going here. Skills that you're gonna need, for sure you're gonna need to be strong in communication skills, to understand if you send a message out, how's it received, to be able to put visuals together. You have to be organized, have all your ducks lined up, because this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Problem solving, because that's what you do. Solve problems, and obviously computer skills. The attitude you need as a marketing manager: patience, enthusiasm, calmness. You need to be calm because stuff happens. Creative, passionate, and if I didn't mention it once, I'll mention it again. You have to be calm because stuff does go wrong, and it's your job to fix it. All right. What else is there to do in the power sports business? I don't want to talk about marketing. I could, but I shouldn't. Let's talk about what else is available in power sports industry. What other careers can you do? First one, management, right? There's the boss. So the general manager of a branch or a store, a department manager. If you want a career in management and you're passionate about power sports, great opportunity. Branch managers, department managers, good working conditions, indoor, get some perks, and salaries can go anywhere from 45 to 6 digits, right, depending on the organization you work with. So if you're into management and you like power sports, there's a good fit. Sales. If you like to listen to people, right? Notice how I said that, right? It's not if you like to talk to people. If you like to talk to people, get into marketing, right? If you like to listen to people, then get into sales. If you're a good listener, you will make tons of money selling. Anybody disagree with that? Right? Think about the best salesperson you've had, right? They probably listen to what you want. They're not trying to sell you a blue one. They're listening that you want a yellow one because yellow is your favorite color. Right? Oh, you're going to go out with the family. Oh, you're a single rider. Oh, yeah. Sales guys and gals, because there's a whole opportunity for female unit salespeople in the rec products group. You can make some good cash. Sales guys make, and again, anywhere between $35 and $50, right? $1,000 a year. It's indoor, usually during the day. Few weekends, but it's a good environment, right? It's clean, it's fun, it's new, it's shiny, and probably most importantly, people come in because they want to be there. right? They come through the doors of your store because they want to buy something fun, not because they have to buy a new set of tires or a new toilet or any of those other things. Okay, so unit sales is a great opportunity. Part sales, huge part of the business, right? People coming to the counter, over the internet, over the phone, I need this, I need this, I need that. If you like numbers, if you like to solve problems, if you're a good listener and you like to sell, the parts department is really also another great area to look at. The cool thing about unit sales and part sales, even if you spend 10 years in a power sports store in the parts department and you want to go do something else, those skills are 100% transferable to any other parts department, right? Automotive is the same, heavy duty equipment is the same, electrical is the same. So parts department is a cool place to work. Service sales, service counter, people come in. This is a little bit tougher. You got to have kind of a little bit tougher sort of outlook on life because unit sales, everybody's happy to see you. Service department, you don't want to go to the service department, do you, right? Because that's something broken, right? So you're either pissed. Oh, you're being taped here. You're either upset because your unit's broken, right? Or you got to pay for it. And nobody likes to pay for service work. But a good service writer can do a couple things. Can feel real good because he solves that problem, and he or she knows how important it is to that person to get their unit back on the snow or the dirt, so they can feel good about themselves. And then the last group is the technician. If you're the type of person that likes to fix stuff, get your hands dirty, right? Likes to be challenged, wants to understands how things work, wants to learn and take advantage of some of the new technology, likes to fix stuff for their buddies, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins, their neighbors. The technician route is also another good career opportunity in power sports. It's changed a lot in the last 10, 20 years, for sure. There's a lot more technology, a lot more computers, a lot more plug and play. The salaries have gone up quite a bit. Technician, without any kind of apprentice off the street, first year you're looking about 11, 12 bucks an hour. A foreman, a journeyman with bonuses and stuff can peak up in around anywhere from 25 to 30 bucks an hour, plus bonuses and incentives, and the perks of having all the products. So you can make a pretty good living at it. All these businesses, all these areas here in the power sports business, if you want to have the $5 million home and drive the Bentley, it's not going to happen in this career, right? It won't, right? But you can make a good living, you make a clean living, and you can have a lot of fun doing it. So just put it into perspective here a little bit. How are we doing for time, Doug? Good? Yep. Getting close? The OEM, the original equipment manufacturer, so the companies that make the product, there's opportunities there. If you want to work for a larger organization, so you're thinking, oh, I don't want to work for a small company like Enns Brothers. I want to go work for Bombardier or Honda or any of these other companies, Brunswick, Mercury. The original equipment manufacturers also hire people into the power sports industry. I'd recommend taking more of a career path along either get your business admin degree, your BCom, more of a post-secondary education for that. They tend to kind of look that way. Be willing to travel, willing to relocate, but there's opportunities there. I know Polaris has a head office here in Winnipeg. CAT used to, but most of them are either down east. Harley's in Vancouver, and of course in Minnesota with the other ones. So, but there's lots of opportunities in marketing, sales, product development, all kinds of great chances there. The last sort of slide is what about the future? I think there's a couple things that I mentioned on there. For sure in the marketing part of it, we're always going to have marketing people, for sure. It looks really good. The power sports industry, I think, is super healthy. I don't see it going away. It's changing. You know, we have electric ATVs now. We're certainly more responsible for the footprint we leave in the environment. But in North America, we have had a love affair with motorized products for a long time, and it's not going to end. right? Everybody likes to go fast, the acceleration, the speed, all of those fun things, and spending time with people. So I don't see it going away at all. It's changing. The mom and pop stores are going away. There's larger multi-dealers. It's becoming more of a business than it used to be, perhaps. But I think it's going to be here for a long, long time, and it's very, very healthy. Okay. What should you do? Just a couple of sort of from me to you. Be open to stuff. When I got the phone call, the guy says, hey, you want to sell snowmobiles? I kind of, just be open to those opportunities. Know yourself the best. Try to figure out who you are and what you want to do. And that's the website for the Dealers Association if you want some more information.